Welcome to the 82nd episode of the Meeple Society, a podcast about board games hosted by two longtime role players turned avid board gamers. My name is Katy.
I'm Greg.
On this episode, we talk a little bit about Ladies' Night. We add more games to the collection and check the mailbag. And finally, we venture into the big city streets to break down not one, but two games for you today. But let's start with Ladies' Night. Okay.
I didn't go, so I can't talk about it.
And now, it is time for the most anticipated segment of the podcast. It is time for Random Board Game Banter.
All right, so last night, I had the opportunity to venture outside my comfort zone and go to a local reoccurring event here in Indy called Ladies' Night Gaming. This is an event that a lot of the ladies from the board game group that we are a part of, BGI, Board Gaming Indy, they host once a month. They've been doing it for probably about a year now. And when it first started, I was told last night, when it first started, there was no more than half a dozen people that came. Last night, there was between 20 and 25 people there, and at least 5 or 6 had to call out sick. Had everybody not called out sick, we'd have had probably close to 30 people in this woman's house last night. So it was fun. Now, I am by nature a very shy, reserved person. I hide it well because, that's part of adulting. You kind of have to sometimes. I took, oh my gosh, Planet Unknown with the new Kickstarter expansion, because several people had wanted to play it.
Supermoon.
Yes, thank you, Supermoon. One lady there I have played a game with before at one of the BGI events, the Friday night events. It was, one of the women who played Fox Experiment with us way back when. It was like our first BGI night we went to.
Oh, it wasn't Miranda?
No, it wasn't Miranda.
Miranda
wasn't there yet.
came over after.
Yes, Miranda wasn't there yet.
Okay.
She got there probably about 10 minutes after I did. So anyway, I didn't know anybody there. Now, my sister-in-law and Kat, Tony and Kat, both came. They arrived about 10 minutes after I did as well. And I was pretty impressed. Tony didn't know anybody there, and she got into a game of Ark Nova, and I didn't see her till I was leaving. So I didn't talk to her the rest of the night. Now, Kat and I were in the same game. Kat sat down and played Supermoon with us. But I taught 4 other ladies, plus Kat. Kat had already played once, so she at least knew the game. But we had a full 6-player game going. It took us an hour. One of the ladies records or she tracks how long gameplays take. Mm-hmm. And
you can do that on BG Stats.
You can.
You can hit
do
play
it
and it'll start recording the time.
Okay. Maybe that's what she
did. And then you hit stop and it'll tell you how long you played it.
Well, anyway, it took an hour and 24 minutes after the rules teach. And the rules teach probably took about 45 minutes because I was teaching the base game plus Supermoon, plus we were trying to set up. And it was a little loud because there was a very rambunctious game of Zombicide. The one we have that we haven't played hardly at all. Not the original Black Plague. There was a very rambunctious game of Zombicide Black Plague happening right next to us. So and they were very loud. Every time the dice went right, everybody cheered, as you do in Zombicide. Mm-hmm. So it made it a little hard to talk over because I do not by nature have a loud voice.
No. Only when she's mad, folks.
Only when I like at work I can project because in the scanning room we have to because of all the machinery going on. So I've learned to project, but it hurts to do that for very long. So I don't typically do it. Anyway, it was a lot of fun, and I'm already looking forward to the next one. I've offered to host when the need arises because we do have the space to do it. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, Greg will have to go someplace else that night because it's ladies only. So Journey can stay.
Kicked out of my own house.
You and Eric can go see a movie or something.
Okay.
Anyhow, great event. Lots of fun. I very much enjoyed the whole event. I wish I could have stayed longer. I had to work at 6 o'clock this morning. It was my Saturday to work. It only happens once every 8 weeks, but darn it, I had to adult and leave early, be responsible so I could get some sleep to go into work this morning. So I'm looking forward to the next one where maybe I don't have to do that.
And you'll know people then.
And I will know more people then. Because, I've played with 2 Sarahs and Jen and Miranda and Kat. And I did meet somebody else with my same name, spelled correctly even. We made a big deal out of the fact we both spelled our names correctly.
There you go.
So for those that don't know, I spell my name with a Y, Katy. Katie. I get it is a valid spelling, but it is not the right spelling. I'm just saying. So.
You spell it like the railroad.
I spell it in the classic
Texas
way.
Mm-hmm.
That spelling was very popular 50 years ago, 60 years ago, whatever. It is not popular now. It is not a common spelling of the name now.
You're saying you're 60?
No, but that's how long ago my mother chose the name.
Ah.
Anyway, ladies' night, huge success. Very much looking forward to the next one.
Video releases. We've had 2. They're both playing through our collection, episodes 75 and 76. And is 76 the last one of the R's?
No, 78.
78. So you still have 2 more of the R's
Well,
to do.
77 is done. I just need to time it out and get it uploaded. It's done. I finished it yesterday, day before last, something like that. 78 has been recorded. I have not even started working on it because I'm currently working on something else. And then once I finish that, which has to do with the Bear Mountain playthrough, we're going to try and get done next week. This Friday.
This Friday.
And then once I finish that bit, then I will,
And we're going to start recording our top 100. So there's that.
I'm going to be busy. Luckily, a lot of this stuff is just already programmed. I just have to slide it into place.
Yeah.
Change some words.
That's the videos that have come out.
Only those 2. I promise 2 weeks from now it'll be much more exciting. Well, no, maybe not. I probably won't have those up by then. A month from now it'll be much more exciting.
New to the collection.
All right. Well, this is all your fault, so you get to.
How is it my fault?
Because you're the one who did it.
We had a credit at Noble Knights.
We did, because I sold some games.
And they were having a sale.
You were the one who went on there and found them all.
Okay, guys, listen to this. I went on there. I found these games. Knowing how much credit we had, I put them on a list. I said, these are the ones I have found. Figure out what ones you want to get with our credit. She ordered them all. So it's not 100% my fault.
I don't remember you saying, figure out which ones you want.
That's
you just said, here's what I wanted.
No, I said, no. I said, these are the ones I have found.
Okay.
It is up to you what ones we get.
Okay.
I don't care. So the blame cannot all go towards me.
That's malarkey.
And every one of them you actually bought, which I was not expecting. I was expecting maybe 1 or 2 of them. And she bought them all. So it's not all my fault.
Whatever. Oh, no.
Comment down below whose fault is who should be held responsible for this. Does she own some of the responsibility?
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Let's get into what we got here.
Okay, I don't know anything about any of these other than, one. All right, so we picked up, what is it, Petrichor?
Mm-hmm.
Which had, I think it says on the box, the word means something about the smell.
There's a link there. You could, pull it up.
Well, that's too easy. It's something about the smell after it rains, right? Yeah, see, you're taking too long to get there.
It says a pleasant earthly smell after rain.
See, I was there. Anyway, it looks cute. This is the one that was, well, like I said, we had a couple that were used. Most of them were unpunched and never opened. But, looks interesting. I can't wait to dig into it. It'll be on the next go back video.
It says control the weather to make it rain and dominate the earth with your plan. Or plants, I should say.
Yeah, it has something to do with raindrops and
Next, we have the game Pendulum. This is one I've always been curious. This came out after Tapestry, so it didn't come out with it came out with a lot of buzz at first, but then it kind of went away. But yeah, I don't know a lot about this game though either, but I've always been curious. It says, time is the most precious resource as you attempt to rule Dunya. So not sure. I mean, we didn't pay a lot for this one. This one was one of the cheaper ones, I believe.
I would have to look.
And it was one that was unpunched as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Pendulum? Yeah. It was. It was unpunched.
It is Pendulum, not Pendulum.
I know. I'm gonna forever see the G in there. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so it's a 6.4 rating. We'll see how it goes. A lot of these I picked up because they weren't that expensive, and I've been always wondering how they played.
Okay.
You want to talk about the next one?
Excavation Earth?
That's fine.
We got a chance to play this one at the Dice Tower Retreat in 2021.
And deemed it Preparation H.
Because in the rule book, the word preparation keeps coming up. You are preparing for lots of different things. Mm-hmm. And, of course, Jeff being Jeff, if you are not sure we're talking about Jeff Knapp, Tabletop Toolbox, watch one video and you will understand his sense of humor.
Yes.
Anyway. Jeff deemed it preparation and then preparation H. And just from then on, we were cracking up the whole game. But this one, if I remember correctly, and I'm not going to dig into BGG, I'm going off memory here. You are basically, we're in the future, and if I remember correctly, it's aliens are basically trying to excavate the Earth.
You're alien races.
Yes, you're trying to excavate the Earth, and you're finding all sorts of things that you would find now. But they are now ancient artifacts, and you're excavating in different countries, and I thought it was pretty interesting. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that Jeff or the other woman playing with us
did. Bought it.
Yeah, that's true. He has bought it, hasn't he? So I hope he must have enjoyed it. He probably bought it just to
because it's preparation
because of the rule book. Yeah. Anyhow. Interesting game. I'm looking forward to digging into it a little bit further in someplace much quieter than the retreat.
Good job, because it says alien races trade artifacts of old Earth and attempt to curate the best collection.
See, I remembered a lot. Anyway.
Then we have 10. 10 is a card game that actually Jeff Hammer talked about that he had played. And I looked it up, and it looked really interesting. We have seen this sitting so many times. I've actually picked it up, looked at it, thought about getting it, never did. Finally found it like for $8. I was like, okay, let's get this. And this is an exciting push your luck and auction game for the whole family. Have not played it yet. These games are still sitting on our shelves ready to be played. We were just finishing up with the R's for the playing through our collection, so we're going to get these to the table soon, and we'll let you know how they play. But yeah, we needed another card game. Here we go.
We do? We did? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
We did. Sure.
Then we also have Bandita.
Yeah, you thought you were buying Bandito.
I thought Bandito. I did not know anything about Bandita. Don't know anything about Bandito though. But one of the people on our Facebook page, there's a question that comes up: why have you been playing? And this was one of the games he had played Bandito. Yeah. And I was like, I've heard about this game. I know one of the people from Merce Brothers loves the game.
Yeah.
And I've always been curious about the game. And I seen it, I was like, yes, get it. It was like $5 or something like that. So like, sure, we'll get this. And it was unopened, but it was Bandita.
Yes.
This is the follow-up to Bandito. On this one, you are female. It says try to catch Bandita or help her to escape.
Yeah, should be interesting. We'll see. So, are these cooperative or?
This is 1 to 4 players. I don't know if they're cooperative. This one's cooperative or not.
I don't know anything about this. I wish I did, but
this one is a cooperative game.
Okay,
it says cooperative game, network and route building, solo solitaire game, and tile placement.
Okay. Well, there you go. We'll have to break it out later.
Yep.
Okay.
And then the last one, do you want to talk about or?
Okay, so the last one we picked up was the West Kingdom Tomb Saga. This one basically ties together all 3 of the West Kingdom series. We have
The North Kingdom.
the North Sea one.
North Sea one, yes.
We picked that up on vacation, I don't know, last year.
Coming back from the retreat.
Okay. We picked that one up. We have yet to even open it. But you found this one on sale, so of course we had to have it. Anyway, so now we have West Kingdom also. So now we just need the...
We need the two expansions for... The other two expansions for West Kingdom, and we'd have all that stuff. I know, we got away from being completionists, but we got all the
Now all of a
expansions
sudden.
for North Kingdom, and that made those games better.
Okay.
So he's like, well, maybe it makes the other two games in West Kingdom better too, yeah.
Okay.
And we did not back the South Seas trilogy and the Tomb Saga.
It's still out there, isn't it? Or is it done?
I don't know.
I'll bet it's still out there.
I don't know. It might be done. It's been out on Kickstarter for a while now, so I don't know
Well,
if it's
either
still there
way,
or not,
those
but
are brand new, though.
Yes,
They
I
will
know.
be in stores, and we'll just pick them up when we see them.
Yeah.
Things like that I know are going to hit retail because every other version of that series has.
Yeah.
I'm not overly worried about it. So why spend the money now and then wait a year?
Right.
I can just pick it up in the store when I see it.
So that is what has come to the collection. None of those games have been played yet, but hopefully here soon we'll get them played
Yes.
and be able to report back on them.
Well, 4 of them you can see on episode 79,
Oh, a
which
go
has
back
yet
video.
to even be
recorded yet.
let alone, yeah. So
Let's move on. Games we back.
we've backed nothing. However,
We have not, but there is one that we
However-
are very, very, very interested in.
I blame Tony for bringing this to my attention.
The bad thing is I've known it's been there and I have not said a word about it. I
Probably
seen
wise.
it because I'm on a Facebook group of upcoming Kickstarters, and it was in there, and it's been on my Facebook page. I've gotten emails from GameFound about it. And
We're talking about Star Trek Ascendancy's new Kickstarter.
The Final Frontier.
The Final Frontier. Now, we picked up Star Trek Ascendancy for $20, the base game, when our local game store was moving.
Mm-hmm.
They had a moving sale, and anything that had been on the shelf for a while basically got sold for next to nothing. So we picked that one up for a whole $20. And it sat on our shelf, still unopened, for many, many years. We took it to Virginia a year ago because Jeff also had the game and he knew how to play it and he was willing to teach it, and it was a 3+ player game. So actually it was originally a 3-player game, period.
Yes.
3 players.
3 players.
Now you can do much more than that. And they've even had a 2-player version with the Borg.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we have since picked up or been given all of the expansion races. I have the box completely organized with the exception of the newest expansion races, which will not fit into the base box.
And the Borg.
And the Borg, which will not fit into the base box.
Right.
So I can show some pictures here if you're watching this on YouTube of my organization. Everybody's very impressed by it. I'm very impressed at how well I made it fit.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't fit those last few
Races.
races, thank you, into the box. And that irritates me. I could probably rearrange some stuff and maybe take the space lanes out or the planets out and put the races in. And
What are you going to do with the space race?
they'd have to stay in one of the expansion boxes. I
So
don't
it's
know.
not getting you anywhere.
Exactly. I have made use of every inch of space in that box.
Yes, you did, and you did a very good job at it.
So, all right. So this new Kickstarter, it adds 3 more races. Like we need more races.
Technically, that's 6.
It adds 6.
Because I believe 3 of them, well, maybe it is just
No, it's
those.
just the 3 new ones. You can get the part where it includes everything, including the base 3 that come in the base game. They've got a number of different ways you can back it.
Did you see they redesigned the boxes now, too?
The boxes, since the last time I looked at it? Really?
One is the Enterprise, one's the Borg Cube.
Oh, that's freaking awesome. Okay.
So
I
I
did
don't
not
know if
see
it's
that.
the whole thing like that or if it's just on one side or what. But
Oh,
I
I
think
don't
they look
know.
really cute. Cool, because the box looks, the Enterprise one is looking down on top of the circle part of the Enterprise.
Oh.
It shows Star Trek
Oh, I
Ascendancy, The Final
see. And it
Frontier,
shows the NCC 1701.
and
I
the board
gotcha.
cube.
And the board cube. Oh, nice. Okay, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so pros and cons here. Pro, because we're trying to talk ourselves into getting this or out of getting it, however you want to look at it. Pro, it has a great storage solution. Everything is going to fit into one box. Well, okay, 2 boxes. But that's the con. The boxes they look like they're the size of a cube, of a Calyx cube.
Yes, they even say that they made it Calyx compatible.
So it's literally going to take up a whole cube.
One cube, yes.
Which will look really cool.
Yes. Put
That's
that
kind of
on
a
one
pro
of
and a
one of the
con.
cubes that as you walk into our game room, they're right there
Yeah. It would take a very large box
off the top.
off of the top, which gives us more room for some larger boxes, which we are currently out of room for. It would free up a whole lot of plastic because right now
Yes, it would.
all of the factions
Are
are
in bit
are
boxes.
taking 2 bit boxes to
Yeah.
hold everything I have. So it would free up a lot of space, but it's going to take 2 whole cubes.
Yep. And now it's a 1 to 12 player game.
Could you imagine how much space that will take? Although I feel like there's going to be a lot more conflict than
Yes.
even a 6-player game.
Yeah, not a lot
than
of
our
space
3-player
lane dry
Because you're
building
not going to have a lot of space. Yeah.
going to be conflicts a lot.
Yeah.
But it has an AI with it now so 2 players can play or 1 player can play.
Outside of the Borg. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious on the Borg. The Borg, if I'm not mistaken, makes it a cooperative game. Because you're trying to take out the Borg,
Yeah.
which makes total sense.
Which we have not played yet.
We've not. We need to. We're in the S's. We're starting the S's as soon as we finish the Go Back video. We're starting the S's, so we will have a chance to play it. But I'm looking forward to playing it again. I want to try the Borg. All right, so the basis with this game, if you are unfamiliar with Star Trek Ascendancy, is everybody plays one of the famous races from the Star Trek world. Whether you are the Federation or the Klingons or the Romulans or the Ferengi or the Cardassians or whatever, there are a lot of them. And they have come out with continuing expansions. But the idea is that you have a home planet and you are expanding out and exploring. And as you run across other races, you have an option of fighting or making treaties. And there's card plays involved, there's upgrades involved, and a lot of ships and a lot of plastic. And it's a really cool looking game on the table.
Yes.
The one game we've gotten to play of this, we had a pretty expansive network of space lanes set up because none of us are fighters. So we just kept avoiding each other until there was no choice. And I think I ended up having to make initial contact before you guys would.
I think so, yeah.
So,
Well, we were building up our forces.
yeah, I still lost miserably. I don't remember who won, but
I think I did.
did you? Okay.
I'll look. You keep talking about this.
So I feel like it gives you a place to store every single one of your factions really nicely. I wonder if it'll hold all the extra ships I have, though. Because I have all the extra ships. I have we bought all of those. We bought the...
Me and you tied, but I won on a
Tiebreaker?
tiebreaker.
Okay.
I guess.
But we have all of the space stations and everything. And if those don't fit in here, I feel like that's a deal breaker to me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, I'm looking at this video and I'll have to read through some of the comments. How many days do I have left to make this decision?
As of today.
I have 12 days still. I'm
yeah,
good.
As of today.
As of today, Sunday, February 22nd, it has 12 days left.
This is a Saturday.
This is Saturday, February 22nd. Holy crap.
The podcast comes out on Monday, so if you're listening to this, it's when it
The
came out,
24th.
it's Monday morning, so it'll have 10 days left.
Yeah. Okay. I work today. I know it's not Sunday. Jeez. Anyhow, I was hoping that talking about it like this would make up my mind, but I am still undecided.
And big projects like this is...
Well,
Both of us have to be...
we have to be on board. If it's over $100, we have to both be on board.
Yeah.
And this one, just to get what we need. Now, mind you, it goes anywhere from $140, $150, which is what we would end up getting.
Yeah, because we don't need everything.
Because-
we just need the new stuff.
Right. This is just the Final Frontier stuff.
And
The
then,
3 new expansions, the storage.
Then there's the add-on of the dice.
And then, yes,
of
we would
the
get
dice
the add-on
for the
on the
new
dice.
factions.
The dice and the space stations for the 3
I don't
new
understand
factions.
why they don't give you the dice.
Because those are an add-on for everything. Because the space stations are in each of
As
the
I say,
expansions
yeah,
are
the-
represented by just little pieces of cardboard. That's all they're represented by.
I meant the dice
the
itself.
dice itself, the game comes with one set of dice you're
Yeah.
supposed to share.
Yeah. And then now all the expansions came out, and
They
you
have
can get
made
the
dice sets for each and
everything.
every expansion.
Except for they
but it's an
stopped with the
add-on.
number
Yeah,
six-sided
I know.
dice.
I don't understand why they
But
did
they
that
have them here, but you'd have to buy all of the dice again.
to get them, and I don't want to do that.
And we only need the dice for the base game, or for the new expansions.
Well, there's 1 or 2 that we have that they never did the numbers for. You can get the
Right.
dice sets, you can't
Yes,
get the
I know.
number dice. So we'd end up missing like 6 of them. Mm-hmm. Just share your dice, guys. Just throw whatever. Anyway, if you want an all-in on this one, which is literally everything, it's $499.
Yeah,
that includes
so-
all the dice, all of the space stations, all 12 factions.
Something like that.
Actually,
yeah,
it looks
12.
like 14 factions.
Is it?
No.
It's a 1 to 12 player
13.
game.
It's 13 factions. Because I'm
One's
sitting here,
probably be the Borg.
I'm looking at the symbols here
Oh.
at the very bottom. All gameplay content ever plus deluxe components. $499. Holy crap. It was saying the MSRP of this one is $932 if you were to buy it all separately.
Yeah, I mean this Game Found thing. If you've never gotten into Star Trek Ascendancy and want
Yeah.
to, this would be the way to do it.
That would definitely be the way to do it.
What was it? You said $400.
$499 is literally everything they've ever produced.
Right.
What I don't understand is that the ships are all different colors for every faction. The ships are different, but the space stations are all gray. I think it's because you can take over somebody's space station,
Yeah.
and that's why they made them gray.
And they're all the same? No,
they're
They're
all
not
different
the same.
shapes.
Right.
But they're all different shapes, but they're all the same basic matte gray.
Mm-hmm.
Even here, now I've colored mine to match the ships. But again, we didn't take each other's space stations over. I don't know. I'm still very undecided. $150 plus the dice and space stations is another $50. So we're talking $200 for a game we've played once, and we're probably already $200 or $300 into it with all the expansions we've bought and all the dice and all the ship upgrades and all the. What's your opinion, guys? Should I do it? Should I just bite the bullet and do it because the storage is fabulous?
Well, they won't let you know until this comes out on YouTube, and it usually comes out a week after we actually.
By
drop
then,
it
I'll
on
have
the
a couple days
podcast.
left. All right. So, all right.
Tune
that's
in
that.
in 2 weeks to find out if we did it or not.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, time to do some driving. Did you notice?
Did you say driving?
I did. Did you notice the theme on these 2 games we're going to talk about?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I didn't know if you realized we actually had a theme going here. We didn't. It wasn't intentional. I promise. This was not intentional theming, but boy,
Shall I
it
introduce
sure is there.
what we're doing here?
Sure.
This is the new version of something old, something new, something borrowed, or something that blew. Basically, what we're doing now is we are taking 2 games. We are going to deep dive both games, and we'll let you know at the end whether we think it blew or not. I mean, was it old? Was it new? Was it borrowed? Or did it blew?
Did it blue?
Did it blew?
Did it blue?
So
Okay.
let's go into it.
The first one I'm going to talk about because I'm the one who grew up with this game. I'm the one who found this game. It's on your number 2 last year though, but all right. Anyway, this is London Cabbie. London Cabbie was released in 1971 by Intellect Games. It was designed by Drakes, Jarvis, Walsh, and Gluck Ltd. This plays 2 to 6 players, plays in about 2 hours. It states ages 12 and up. Okay, I think anything under 12, you're going to get bored. Mind's going to wander. They're going to lose interest. So the idea with London Cabbie, short synopsis of the rules. You are a cab driver driving your little cab, eventually 2 cabs, all over the city of London. There is a set of people that need to be picked up. There's 5 of them laid out of passengers that need to be picked up. And then there are piles of destination cards and tip cards and traffic cards because, it's London. There are traffic jams. So every round, the traffic jams change. And there's probably a dozen cards in this. So eventually you get to know where the traffic jams are. You drive around the city. You pick up a passenger, and once you've picked up a passenger, you draw a destination card. And then there is a grid at the bottom of the board that tells you how much you're going to make, anywhere from 25 pence up to $1.50 pence or £1.50 pence. £1.50, I think, is how it's said. And then, unfortunately, with a couple of minor exceptions, you do not have a choice. You have to deliver this passenger once they have entered your cab. You cannot just kick them back out onto the street.
There are certain indications.
Like I said, there are certain circumstances, and we'll talk about that. But so you pick up your passengers, you deliver your passengers across the city, navigating the one-way streets and the weird turns across the city of London to their destination, and then you get paid and you get a tip card. And the tip cards range anywhere from 25 pence down to nothing at all. You just got,
You got stiffed.
You got stiffed.
The card actually says nothing.
It says nothing or no tip or something like that.
I think it says nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Once you've made £3, you get to put a second cab on the board, and now you can split your movement. You move 20 spaces along the roads each turn. Now you can split your movement any way you wish, but each cab must move 5 spaces if it's able to. If it is stuck in the middle of a traffic jam, it's not going anywhere. So then you get out of moving that cab one turn, or you're unable to move that cab one turn, however you want to look at it. That is the basic rule of play. You can set your own time limit. You can set a time limit to the game. You can set a dollar amount. We've always just played to £15.
Yeah.
It takes a couple hours usually. All right. So thoughts on this one. Background on this one. I grew up with this game. Mm-hmm. My aunt had this game when I was in middle school, and we played the heck out of it. I spent a summer in Missouri at my grandparents' farm. My aunt was 18 at the time, and this is what we did every night. She and I and my sister played this game, and we had a ball. When we started collecting board games, this is one I sought out, and I found it on eBay and picked it up. Since then, we have found a second copy, so we have 2 copies now, one in the travel collection and one in our collection. But we've also made some modifications to our game, not to the board.
And we'll get into that in a second.
We will. Okay, fine. I'll come back to that.
Right. So, this is a game. My first play of this game was when you bought it. I was like, what did you buy? Why did you buy this
It is
old
quintessential
game?
1971.
Yes. I mean, you look at it, it's like, what is this? I think that was Jeff's thought when he first saw this, because we took this to Virginia last year and played it with Jeff Knapp. But the game is fun. I mean, after the first time I played it, I was like, okay, it's old. Why did you buy this game? And I thought, yeah, okay. But the more I got into pick up and deliver games, and the more I played this game, I really started to like this game. But,
I've always liked this one.
So I looked it up just to see how many times I won this.
Okay.
So you've won it. We've played it 7 times.
Okay.
That
I have recorded.
That you have recorded. You've won it 3 times.
Okay.
Jackie's won it once. Jeff has won it once, and I've won it once. And then there's one gameplay that the winner wasn't recorded.
Okay.
And that was the very first play.
Sure. Back before I was keeping. I probably made note of it off of a picture. So
yes, because that was November 21st of 2014.
Yeah.
It was just me and you.
Okay.
And then we just played this like a week or so ago.
Yes. And I know I won that one.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. I feel like you've won this more often. But
this is a game, though, too, that I don't care if I win or lose in this. I just love playing this game. And people will look at this game, and they're going to be like, this is the ugliest game I've ever seen.
It is pretty ugly.
So, but I think the best time playing this game, though, I think, was when we took it to what we called RatchetCon at the time.
Yes.
With Jeff, and we played it with Jeff.
Oh, my gosh. It was
and
so
you
funny.
kept blocking him.
It wasn't
And
on
he
purpose.
kept, every time he would leave an area, a traffic jam would show up behind him. So we're like, what are you doing in that area, dude? But it was just hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a lot of fun playing. I mean, I think we had a lot of fun playing it with Justin and Jackie, too.
Yes.
Jackie won it without knowing really much what was going on. But it's such an easy
It's
game
so
to teach.
simple.
It's so
Yeah.
easy to play. I mean, you're moving your cab 20 spaces every time. Whether it's one cab or two cabs, you have 20 spaces to move. And you're going after stuff.
Yeah. The hard part is navigating the one-way streets.
Yes.
And where they turn in, where you're going along a street and suddenly it turns one way. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And now you have to divert another direction to get where you're going. That's the hardest part.
So let's talk about the artwork first.
Okay. I mean, it's quintessential 1970s.
Yeah. When I first seen this, I was like, that artwork reminds me of something. I can't quite place where I've seen this type of artwork.
Okay.
The first thing that popped in my head was the old Mad Magazine book covers.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. Okay.
But the one that got me, I had to search for it. I had to search the picture
Okay.
and search for artwork like that. And Animal House's National Lampoon's Animal House, the poster artwork came up, and it was like,
Oh.
oh my god! It's like it could have been the same design artist.
Same
on it.
artist? Wow. Okay.
So, but yeah, it definitely screams 70s on the
Oh, yeah.
box lid, and really bad when you open up the board
oh, yes. Let me
because
look
the
up.
board is a grid of downtown London.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And the box is actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
Let's see. It says on the box lid, and this is all written literally on the box lid. Mm-hmm. A game for the whole family and up to 6 players. Not of up to 6 players, and up to 6 players. Mm-hmm.
so if you don't have a family of 6 players, you better go find somewhere.
Find some more people. You're a cab driver driving your cab around an illustrated map of the center of London. London as it really is. You'll have to be pretty smart at steering clear of traffic jams and keeping an eye out for one-way streets. What did I say?
Mm-hmm.
But if you pick up a measly tipper, you'll just have to grin and bear it.
Right.
That guy that stiffed you. Mm-hmm. Playing this game is almost like driving a cab for real. In fact, there are no dice.
Nope.
When a London cabbie, John France of Stoke Newington, was shown the game, he said, quote, "It's like a real thing, all right. It's the last thing I'd like to play after a hard day's driving around town."
And this is all on the front of
This
the
is
box.
all on the front of the box.
So, yes. But yeah,
Yeah.
inside you look at that board, and boy,
It's yellow.
it's yellow.
It's bright yellow.
The road
Actually,
area
it's
is
dull
all
yellow.
and it's all gridded out, and each little grid spot has an arrow on the direction it goes, or can it turn?
Yep.
Does it U-turn? Whatever. And then it has all the buildings. They kind of make it look like a 3D drawing, but it's kind of a side view a little bit of the
Yeah.
buildings.
It does list all of the major tourist attractions, the major areas
Yeah.
of London, like Marble Arch and Piccadilly Circus,
Hyde
and
Park,
the
and
Bank,
Madame
and,
Tussauds.
yeah, all sorts of different places. And, I said the hardest part was navigating those one-way streets. That is not the hardest part of this game.
It's finding the destination.
Thank you. Finding the location of the passengers and the destinations they want to go to.
Okay.
That is the hard part.
So on a destination card, it gives you like a grid number at the bottom, like
those mean
it
nothing.
says it's like EC1.
Yeah, nothing.
Never in the rule book does it actually tell you
Nope.
what they mean by this. So you're looking on this board, it's like, okay, is there grid markings? There are no grid markings. So
none.
you got to figure out what they mean. So you're figuring E means east, C would be central, and 1 would be watt.
And half the time, okay, at that point, I'm looking on the eastern half of the board along the center crease.
Right.
Because this is one of those boards that folds 4 times. It
yeah.
doesn't have a split. It folds 4 times. So you got some
Right.
pretty heinous creases in this board. Again, 1970s.
We made a photocopy of the board, the
payment schedule.
the payment schedule,
Yeah.
and you've kind of gone through there now and kind of like,
Made my own little notes.
and even those sometimes don't make
No,
sense.
they made sense when I wrote them, obviously.
I feel like we need to redo that
What?
and kind of figure out a way to put a grid on the board because we have updated this game,
We have.
and we'll go into components here in just a second and
it's not like
explain that.
we've not altered the board in any
No.
way. We've not altered any of the cards.
Right.
We just made some additions.
So let's talk about the
Okay.
components that are it definitely screams 70s.
Yes.
The cabs are made out of the kind of same thing like the trains from Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
So
Just
it's
this
a hollow shell
standard
looking
hollow
like
plastic.
a London cab.
Yeah.
The cards, they're about standard quality because they have a gloss covering to it.
They might have eventually had a. They might have at one time had a gloss covering.
No, they still do.
A little
Pull them out.
bit.
You can fill it. You can still fill it on there.
On the back side, on the front side, it's not.
Yeah, the game's sitting right beside her. She can pull them out and look. We have them sleeved now.
Yes, I sleeved them because I can't replace them except to
Correct.
find another used copy.
Right.
So, and
But
to
they
me,
they still have kind of a slick side to them, and they're rounded corners.
Yeah, they are rounded corners, which I'm impressed by. I'm pulling out a traffic jam card here. The back has a gloss. Yeah.
And the other side has a gloss too.
It's a little bit of a gloss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it does.
They're not cheap.
Not as bad,
But
no.
they're not like high grade like cards are today.
They're not, what's the word? Linen finish
Right.
by any stretch.
No. They do have a coating on them.
They do have a coating, yes. How did that jam
And they're
card get
black,
out of
white,
the-
and gray. And the cards
Yeah.
are actually yellow. I don't know if they started off yellow
No,
or
they
if they're
did
just
not.
yellowed over the ages.
They probably yellowed over the last 50 years.
And it's just basic font on them. Nothing,
Oh, yeah. Nothing
really
fancy.
special on that. The cards you have now are the traffic jams.
Yeah.
It's a gray background with a black lettering just says jam in a very, very basic font.
Yes. It does the job.
Yep.
Serves
And that's
its
the way the
purpose.
destination cards and
They're
the
all
passenger
that
cards
way,
and
yeah.
everything are like that.
The traffic jam cones are
It's
little
a triangle. It looks like a
triangle
sawhorse
pieces.
almost.
It does. It does. It looks like a sawhorse.
Or kind of like, sometimes you'll see like outside of pubs and stuff, the little
Yes, the little
lean-to-
billboard signs.
the little
yeah.
lean-to ones. That's what it is.
Except that it says traffic jams on it.
But you can't
but
read
you
it unless you
can't
pick
read
it
it
up and
'cause it's
really
just-
pull it up close.
It's beige plastic with the words
Yeah,
embossed.
They're
and
raised. I think they needed to
color
paint
them.
the raised.
Yeah, which I'm kind of afraid to, but
Mm-hmm.
I might have to do like a whitewash or something on them and see if I can.
But
get
if you
something.
did, when somebody opens the box for the first time, they'd know what it was.
Yeah.
Instead of like, what is this?
What is this? What is this
And they
triangle?
wouldn't be able to see it until they pulled it up close to it
Yeah.
or got it in the right light
Yep.
and at an angle.
Yep.
It does come with coins. They're plastic coins,
Yep.
and I actually like these plastic
I do
coins.
too.
They're pretty cool.
These
looking.
remind me of the coins that you used to play with as a kid. When
Yeah.
these are the school coins.
Yeah.
You'd have play sets with these
Mm-hmm.
things in them, and you'd play store and whatever. Yeah, this was. That's what these coins remind me of. They remind me of the kind that you could get in some of the teacher stores way back when.
Right.
So,
They got it's paper money.
paper money. The £1 and £5 notes are paper money, and they're
it's Monopoly type of money,
Monopoly
but
style.
but it's the size of a £1 note.
Yes, they're much larger than a Monopoly money,
Right.
which they're fine. They're serviceable. You actually are
Mm-hmm.
interacting with the coins much more than you are with the money.
So we did a little bit of upgrading.
Uh-huh.
So when you are playing the game, destinations come out. There are 5 stacks of destinations at the end of the board, and you go there to pick up the passenger.
Now, may we note, the hardest part of this game is finding something on the board.
Right. So you're looking, it's like, where is that at? And you
Yeah.
spend 10 minutes just trying to figure out where it's at because the grid markings don't match anything because there are no grid markings on the board.
Right.
You got to kind of interpret it however you're going to interpret it and get an idea of where it might be.
Right.
I mean, we've played this enough. We kind of have an idea where some of the things are,
Yeah.
but there's still some things that
We'll
we're
still spend
looking.
2 or 3 minutes looking for something.
So we took care of that. We have now. Well, let me say this though. Once you get £3, you can get another cab.
Yes, I said that earlier. Yes.
Right. So when you're going to multiple destinations, you have passengers in both cabs. No way to tell what
Both
cab there
cabs
are.
are identical.
Yes. So you have these 2 destinations down in front of you, and you have cabs out on the board.
Which one was going to which? Which one started where?
Exactly. Right.
So I have these little bitty stickers in all different colors I bought for something completely unrelated, and they work. Matter of fact, they look much smaller on the sheet than they do on these cubes. But I have put, like, for instance, on the blue, one cab has no sticker. One cab does have a sticker.
It has a little blue dot
Has
on
a
top.
little blue dot right on top of the roof. To match it, I've also pulled out little blue cubes. One cube has no stickers on it. The other cube has 6 stickers on it on all sides, so you can't mistake where it's
you have
at.
2 of each, don't you?
Yes, I'm sorry. I have 2 cubes of each. So we have 4, for instance, for the blue. We have 4 blue cubes in the game now. 1 blue cube with a sticker goes onto the passenger card, or the destination card, actually, of the passenger that the blue... I'm trying to make sure I say this right. 1 cube with the sticker goes onto the passenger card and the destination card of the passenger that the blue cab with the sticker on it has in it.
Right.
So that you make sure you get your
passenger in front of you.
Yes, you mark your passenger
for that cab.
And then we take the second cube and we put it on the map of where the destination is. So you can visually see exactly where you need to go and you don't keep losing it.
Yes.
And then we have an identical set without stickers.
Right. For the other cab that
For the
doesn't
other
have
cab.
anything on it. So you can keep track a little
Yes.
easier as to where these, because we played it probably,
Enough.
5 times at least without those stickers.
It's very
And
hard.
Yeah,
to
it's
keep
very
track.
hard to remember where's this cab going. What's this? Which one is which? And because especially if they come close together, you're like, crap, which one's going where? And sometimes you forget, and then suddenly you're moving the wrong cab, going to a
Right.
different
And
direction.
you're never the wiser.
Yeah.
But that's cheating.
Yes, it is.
So we fixed that.
Yeah. So now it's hard to forget where you're going.
Yeah.
But now with the new destinations coming out, you still got to find these new destinations.
Constantly.
But we fixed that.
We have little clear meeples, little bitty ones, that we now put on the board in all 5 pickup spots, so that you can easily, at a glance, look at the map, say, okay, I'm right there at Trafalgar Square. There's somebody that needs to be picked up at Buckingham. I'm on my way. Mm-hmm. You know, it's nice. It's just right around the corner.
Yeah, and then when you go over there, you pick it up. While you're doing it, you take the meeple off and you put it on the destination card that you just picked up.
Right.
On the pile.
The pile.
So you know that pile needs to be put out.
Yes.
So at the end of your turn, you just put that back out on the new one and continue on. It makes the game run so much smoother.
It does. It actually runs faster when you're not constantly having to look for stuff. And I do like that. And I feel like this could be done in a lot of other games, honestly.
Yeah.
But this is the only game I know of that there's just so much information on that board. And the board is huge.
Yes, it is. It's a good sized board.
Yeah, it is huge. But I still love it. I love this game. So
Now
anyway.
this was my number 5 last year in the
5,
top 100, and it was not in your top 100. I looked.
You looked.
I looked on. I went to YouTube and went on the video because the last
Oh my goodness.
10-1 you recap, and then I went through the video seeing if it was in your top 10, and I knew it wasn't in your top 10.
No, it wasn't in my
But
top
it was
10.
not in your top 100 at all.
Well, and my thought, and that could be, I can find out real quick.
Here she is. She's scrambling for an explanation.
London Cabbie. Wow, that's embarrassing. It was 218 last year.
Exactly. But you love this game.
Okay. My thought is we had not played it in a while, and this is something that when I think of this game, I think of childhood.
Okay.
You know, it just didn't. I do love this game. Well, you'll have to wait and see where it is
We'll see
this
where
year.
it comes out this year.
Right. We've played it a lot in the last year. So we've played it 2 or 3 times in the last year. So,
Yeah.
and that, of course, is always going to bring stuff up in your numbers. So we'll see where it lands.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Is it a game that is going to attract a lot of people? No. No, it's not. Number one, it's hard to find. Apparently, you can find it on Noble Knights because you have a price down here for
Yep,
it, which I found
22
funny.
bucks.
Wow. Good to know. I don't remember how much I paid for it on eBay. I know I found a copy at Half Price Books for $10 one time, and that's the copy that's in the other room. And I've done the same makeover to that one with the stickers. But I need to add meeples to that one, though, because I don't think I have those in there. But like I said, I enjoy this game. I don't know if that's just because of childhood. It is a good pick up and deliver. If I had to rate it, I'd probably rate it a 3, just because, again, it is very dated.
Yeah. Well,
The look of it is dated.
Right.
The look is dated, and that's what a lot of people are going to go by. I have very fond memories of this game from childhood. So therefore, I still very much enjoy the game, and I will play it pretty much anytime you pull it out. I probably should not have just told him that because this is one of his favorites. I'm going to be playing this constantly. So I do enjoy it though. Mm-hmm. And it's even better with all the little miniature upgrades we've made. So
my thoughts. It is a great lightweight pickup and delivery. I think it would be an excellent gateway into the pickup and delivery mechanism.
Okay.
Because it's, like I said, it's so easy to learn, so easy to teach. I think if they would, I doubt it ever happening, but I've lobbied for this forever, to have a reprint of this game. Update the artwork. Maybe put a grid markings on the board so you can find the places a little bit easier. And a way to, like we had to do, to mark your cabs. Because back then, I don't think they even thought of it that way.
No, probably not. Board gaming is not what it was.
Yeah.
Or board gaming now is not what it was back then.
Yeah, they could upgrade the cabs a certain way. They would give you the ways to mark what cabs where, have little people to put out, or little flags even, as to where the new pickups are at.
Little flags would be cool. Although I like my little meeples, but little flags would be cool.
But I think if there's any publishers listening, hey, check out this game. Maybe do an upgrade to it. That would be fantastic. I would love it. But I do like this. I mean, as much as I like pickup and deliveries, this is probably the lightest one that we have, and I enjoy it. But I'm giving this a 4.
Okay.
Because I think if you sit down and play it, and actually play it, not just look at it like, I don't want to play that game, then it looks completely stupid. If you actually play it, you will enjoy this game. A la Jeff.
Yeah.
He enjoyed the game. He's like, I don't want to play this game. This looks stupid.
And he probably won't play it again.
No, but he had a blast playing it.
Yes. And I think, again, that all goes back to the premise of who you play with and your frame of mind when you enter a game you're not sure you're going to like.
And I don't think I realized it was a 6-player game.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine playing this game with 6 players.
I feel like it would be very long. But you are going to be in each other's way. You put 12 cabs on that board. Holy mackerel. We've never played it above 4. Mm-hmm. You put 12 cabs on this. 24.
There we go. We'll play a 6-player game, or at least a 5-player game of it on the 24. That would be awesome.
Hysterical.
It's an easy game to play.
We'd have to have a much lower threshold for winning, though. Like 7 pounds. Mm-hmm. Because otherwise, we're going to be sitting there for 4 hours.
Or we time it.
That could be an idea. We just
because
time
that's
it
one
at
of the ways to end the game is you can put a timer on it or a money threshold.
Yeah, I think that would be fun, especially in the wee hours of the night where you don't want to think much anyway.
Jeez,
you just gotta know how to count to 20. That's it.
Okay, so that's our thoughts on London Cabbie. Katy gave it a 3. I gave it a 4. So basically, it's a game to get. You think you need to play it before you buy it if you can find it.
Right. I think, and honestly, you know what? If you live in Indy, let us know. We'll hook you up. We got 2 copies.
Yep.
You can come over here and play. Greg will play with you. I know that.
I'll play the game with you.
You gotta specify, don't you?
Yes, I do. So the next game we're going to discuss is a recent Kickstarter that we got called Jakarta Traffic.
So now we're running around Jakarta, not London.
Yeah, so this was released 2024 by Simon Schmeder, who is also a co-designer of a game that we have coming.
What is that?
Thiefdom.
Okay.
There's a backstory on that. We won't get into it right now.
Not today.
It's published by Spiel the Game. And right now there is 1 copy on Geek Market for €35, but we'll only deliver to Europe.
Oh, well, that's okay.
So it's going to be hard to find if you didn't back it currently.
Yeah, and this one came out of Indonesia, didn't it? The Kickstarter?
Yes.
So I believe...
Well, the designer.
Well, yes, but I'm saying that it was published, or not published, but shipped out of...
Shipped out of China. It came out of China.
Yeah. Okay.
It was produced in China, but yeah.
Right, produced in China, but I'm saying that the designer lives in Indonesia,
he
and
lives
I thought
in
that's where
Jakarta.
Yeah. So it's hard to find. I don't think it
Yeah.
I don't know that
it
it'll
wasn't
ever
really
make
big on
stores here.
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
It was one that I happened to see, and I was like, that looks interesting. Let me look at it.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
I would be shocked if we ever saw it on stores here.
So I'm going to read the description that Board Game Geek actually has on their site for it.
Okay.
It says, as the azan echoes through the early morning, Jakarta, the capital city of Indonesia, starts buzzing with life. The notorious traffic builds up, dictating the daily route of over 30 million residents. Could you imagine 30 million in Indianapolis? I don't think we have 30 million people here.
No, I think we're like, the number 11 rings true, but I think that's only because we're the 11th largest city, not
Right.
11 million. I don't know. You keep talking, I'll look.
However, instead of navigating the chaotic streets themselves, many people in Southeast Asia use super apps, calling upon moped drivers for food and grocery deliveries or to secure a ride. In Indonesia, the motor taxi drivers are called ojek. I think it's Ojek. I'm not exactly sure, but ojek drivers. Welcome to Jakarta Traffic, a thrilling and strategic pick-up and deliver game set in the vibrant and bustling city of Jakarta. As a rookie ojek driver, we're going to go with ojek.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, people let me know. As a rookie ojek driver for the new startup Amil Dong, your goal is clear. Prove yourself as the fastest, most skilled driver and become the urban legend among your fellow players. Complete against 1 to 4 players in a high-stake race to fulfill orders, navigate the chaotic streets, and deliver goods with precision and speed. With a modular board consisting of 25 beautifully illustrated street tiles, each game offers a unique and dramatic experience. Strategize to pick up 5 different types of goods, carefully manage the value of orders, and find perfect timing to navigate traffic gaps for on-time deliveries. Use your skills to manipulate the traffic, gain the edge over opponents, and secure your path to victory. The tiles they're talking about, they get set out, and there's different tiles. There are pickup areas, which are there are buildings which you're delivering to, and then there's charging stations, basically, because your player board is a cell phone that tracks all your stuff. The energy you have, the orders you have, and the points you have. And then it also has the speech bubbles on it too, which are extra points.
Yes.
So in the game, you are, like they said, you are an ojek. I guess that's the way you pronounce it. Not quite sure. I don't have my phone in here to translate to hear what that says.
I mean, essentially you're a moped driver.
Right.
You're a moped delivery driver.
Yeah, so you're going around, and there's these circle orders that have the picture of what the order is, and they're stacked in one area of a pickup area, and you're trying to get there to pick up one of these orders. And then they have a delivery board above everything else that tells you where that needs to go currently.
It doesn't stay that way.
So as you get to a pickup area, you're going to pick up a resource. You're going to put it on your moped, and then you're going to take that resource and move it to another pickup area.
To another delivery area.
Another delivery area. Pickup area.
Right. You're going to move the stack.
Ones.
Right.
Yes, you're going to move the stack to another pickup area. And then you're going to try and get to a delivery area.
The right delivery area. But just to give people a visual, real quick, it's a modular 5x5 grid with a frame on the outside.
Yes.
Kind of like Catan has a frame around it. Same concept. You've got a frame that holds all the tiles together. The tiles themselves are a 5x5 grid with just this enormous, elaborate network of roads.
Yes.
On it. Okay, there's your background. There's your visual.
Yes. Like I said, you're going to try and take this order to deliver it to a building, and on the delivery board, it shows you where it needs to go to currently. I say currently. Because on your turn, one of the things you can do is there is a word you're supposed to yell. You're supposed to say beep, beep, because now you're going to rotate the tile in a way. A tile. It doesn't have to be one that you're on, anything on the board.
Yep.
You can pick up this tile and rotate it however you want
to make the roads
make the road go the way you need it to go.
Yes.
To get to where you need it to go, because you start in one area and you have to go to either a pickup area, a building, or a charging station.
You have to go until the road you're on ends.
Stop, right.
Whatever ends on, that's where you end up.
So you're trying to manipulate these roads to get to where you need to go, but the other players are doing the identical thing.
The exact same
thing. They are turning these roads too. So your road, you might like going, okay, there we go, and you get there. And you did that. Now the person who was going to go behind you needed that road that you just turned the way it was. But when you do that, you put an ondel. I think it's a police officer.
Yeah. I think
you put it on there, and now that road cannot be touched until somebody else moves another road.
Yep. That guy just moves around. So basically the same tile cannot be manipulated twice in a row.
Right.
Something else has to be manipulated first.
Yeah. So say I've got like the Pocky sticks, and I have to deliver it, say, to the mechanic. Mm-hmm. And it's not at the top. Well, it's at the top of the board. So it's going to, when I deliver it, it's going to score me 7 points.
You hope.
But in the process, Katy comes along and she drops off this passenger at the finance district, which was on below the mechanic on the delivery routes. Well, when she delivers that person, the orders move.
But only the orders below, because the order I just
Right.
delivered drops to the bottom and everything else moves up. So
Right.
the order at the top of the list isn't
It doesn't move.
affected.
But the building she
But the buildings
delivered
do.
it to now moves out of the way and everything drops. So I could be like, okay, all I got to do is turn that tile this turn and I get there. That's 7 points. Now all of a sudden my thing
The building you have to go to is across
is
the board.
across the way, and now I have to go that way. And by the time I get to
It's
that,
still
now
7
the
points.
orders have dropped.
No, because the only way the order is going to drop is if somebody delivers the exact same item.
Right.
So somebody else could have picked up those same items someplace else
But
and
you're-
gotten there
in the
before
meantime,
you did.
you're trying to get, now you've got to go all the way across the other side of the board because that's where the building's at. And it just gets really crazy. But every
good
time
word
you
for it.
pick up an order, you have to spend an energy. You only have 3 energy on your cell phone. So once you pick up an order, you spend an energy. When you drop off an order, you spend an energy. And then there's the charging stations that you have to go to refill. Or if you land on a tile where there's somebody else at, it says you're chatting and you're like taking an energy. You're going to get an energy for chatting with them, but so's the same other
Yes,
person
both
too.
people get an energy.
But if you're the one that landed there, now you get a chat bubble because you basically started a
You
conversation with
initiated the
this person.
conversation, right?
And the chat bubbles are worth points depending on how many you get, and you can get up to 3.
I will
But
say it's
that
much
is-
easier to do that at a larger player count.
Yes, it is. In a 2-player count, you kind of pretty much stay away from each
Well,
other. though.
and it's not even on purpose. It's harder to come across somebody in 2 players
Yeah,
on a 5x5
right.
board.
Yeah. Now you can carry 2 orders at a time and drop them off however you wish. I mean, it is a good strategy to have it because you could like, I need to go to here, but it's like down over there and I can't get to that building yet because it's on like a waiting list almost, the sideboard of it,
Yeah.
and it hasn't come out. It's like, but if I deliver this, it'll bring it out, and now I'm going to get 7 points for delivering there.
Yeah.
So it is.
There's some strategy
thing to
involved in
have,
holding
too.
2. There
Right.
are also there's always 5 orders out.
Yes.
There's always 3 that go to the same building.
Yes. Yeah.
Now it changes, the building changes, the orders change.
Yes.
But there's always 3 that go to the same building worth 3,
Yeah.
4, and 5 points.
Yeah, so if you have 2 of those, you can drop both of them off and only use 1 energy,
one
to
energy,
drop those 2
one
off.
turn, done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are 6 different modules for this, and we've played 2 of them.
Yes.
We played Special Orders and Azan. Azan basically adds another place you can deliver to,
The mosque, yeah.
which is basically it's a roll of a dice, and you put it out there, and it goes there because the grid actually has dice, a blue dice and a green dice, 1 through 5. If you
Yes.
roll a 6, it doubles. It's the same number as the other dice.
Yeah.
And that's where you would put it. Because one of your actions is you can, if you don't want to move along a road, you can always roll the dice and you go to wherever that dice tells you to. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I've tried both ways.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Azan always goes at the top building on the delivery chart.
It starts there, but it moves
Yes.
with the other one.
Right.
So,
But
yeah.
if you deliver there, then you can pick which building it goes on, which I still wasn't 100% sure exactly how that played. Because it comes with a little bitty booklet
Yeah, it doesn't.
that has all the modules in it, and they
Yeah.
don't really explain it too well in that. The rule book's great. The rule
Yeah.
book teaches the game really good. Setup and everything's really
Right.
good.
Well, it gives you a ton of examples and stuff, and that always
Yeah.
helps with,
But
especially
the
with games
mods,
that.
the mods, it's very vague on almost all of them. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, we've only played with Special Orders and Azan. The Special Orders puts another order out there, and you can
Yes.
deliver it to anything that's not on the delivery chart.
Yes,
You can
there are
deliver it to a
always, out of the
building
5
there.
buildings, there's always 2 off to the side that do not have active orders waiting.
Mm-hmm.
you have to deliver to one of them, and it's always worth 5 points.
Yeah.
No matter what which one you deliver it to. But the problem is that you may be heading to one, and then suddenly that becomes an active order, and you can't deliver there anymore.
Correct.
They're waiting for something else. Not
Yeah.
It's very. You got to be speedy about this.
Yes, and that's the whole thing about it.
It
See how
is.
fast you can get these orders because
Yeah.
Because when somebody delivers their fourth order, the end game activates.
Yes, you finish the
And
round,
then you
and
finish
you're
the
done.
round. That's it. And each time, then you add up your points. That's basically the way the game is played.
Yes,
We have played this 3 times.
that's it.
Yeah.
Gosh, I feel like we played it more than that.
I have
Okay.
won it twice. You've won it once.
Okay.
And we've played it. Played it mostly 2 players. We've played it once at 4 players
Correct.
with Sarah
Yes.
and Jeff
Yes.
at our New Year's Eve redo that we just had last weekend.
Yes.
Which we had a blast doing.
We did.
So, components. What do you think of the components?
I think
Let
the
me see.
components are great. The outer puzzle piece rim or border holds everything together nicely. The tiles are all decent thickness. I mean, they're not horribly thick, but they're fine.
I thought they could be a little thicker.
Maybe, yeah. I think the artwork is definitely works. You can tell what the roads are. You can tell where they're going. There's no question on what's a bridge and what's not. I think all of the individual components are wood. And I have to say this, they did not make their stretch goal to make the cell phones dual layered. They
Correct.
did it anyway.
They did it anyway, yes. That's what was cool.
They went ahead and did it because it was something they wanted to get done.
Yeah.
So
Because everybody was just totally amazed by those when they
Yes.
seen it. It was like, that'd be great.
Yeah, the little cell phones are adorable.
And there was people, because I would get the updates and people commenting about it and going out and sharing it out there to say, hey, we need to hit this stretch goal. Can you back this game? And
Yeah.
we really want this stretch goal to hit. And then when the campaign ended and they did not hit it, about a month later, when it was going to do final production, when they were getting ready to finalize everything for it to go to production, they said, we're going to make the boards
dual layered. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, because originally it was just going to be like a sheet like the original Terraforming Mars boards,
Lordy.
just that real thin piece.
That basically glorified cardstock.
And then all the comments, everybody's like, I really wish they'd make these. I really wish they'd go ahead and make them, or at least make it as an add-on that we could get them. And they said, nope, we're
just gonna
making
do
them.
it.
We're putting them in the base game.
I love it. It makes a huge difference.
Yes, it does.
But because that holds your energy token and it keeps your energy token from slipping around. It holds your orders. It holds your victory point stars. It holds
your
your speech bubbles. Everything goes onto this little bitty 2x4 piece of cardboard. It's fantastic. But no, I think that, and that's the one component that comes to mind, but everything else is wood. Your little moped guys are wood. All of the orders are wood. The delivery spots are wood. Everything is wood.
And I don't know how it would have worked if they weren't wood. I mean, I can see the
Cardboard?
mopeds could have been standees,
Yeah.
but the orders cardboard,
The orders, that would have
because
been
they
hard.
stack up on
Yeah.
the board, and the tiles where the orders go have a little circle cut out.
Yeah. That would have been a pain in the rump.
Yeah,
That's what it
and
would have
that's
been.
one way how you can tell the difference on the boards. The pickup areas are circled, has a circle cut out.
Yes.
The drop offs have a square cut out, and then the
Charging
recharge stations
have a triangle.
cut
Yeah.
out.
So it
you
makes it
kinda
very
tell what it is,
easily
yeah.
identifiable on all three. Yeah.
And I do like. I don't think we really used it that much though. They do have that one little. It's like a compass almost that you put down at where the star is pointing, because it has an arrow on each of the tiles.
Yes.
As to which way it's pointing, and you would drop that on
The next tile.
the next tile over
next
as to
it.
where that original was at. So you could turn it and then decide.
Kinda
No,
test-
maybe not.
You can kind of test the waters a little bit.
And then you'll always know where to turn that arrow back to.
Where it
so
started.
it was where its original position was at.
I
So-
used it every time I picked up a tile to move it. I threw that compass out there just to make sure I didn't accidentally turn it the wrong direction.
Right.
And yeah, once I figured out that's what it was for, I was super handy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, the artwork. You said you liked the artwork.
I think it's cute.
I mean,
It's very cartoony.
yeah. I think it's kind of like an unpolished cartoony, kind of like a lot of the cartoons you see nowadays on kids' TV.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Because,
But
I agree
I was
there.
trying to think of something that it was like, and I couldn't really
Yeah, it's
find
very-
anything like it. The
It's-
board itself is...
I mean, it's gray and pink and blue.
Yeah, and on the other side, it's blue, darker blue, because
Yeah.
you can play at night, because that's
Yeah.
one of the
and
expansions
the roads are
you
now
can play
yellow,
too.
like they're lit up with streetlights. I mean,
But
it's
the,
serviceable.
The box lid looks to me kind of looks like a really rough drawing almost.
I think that's just the style.
I think so. Yeah, that's
Which
what I'm
is
saying.
fine.
It's like,
I don't have a problem with it. I think it makes it look like a fun and campy game, and that's kind of what it is.
yeah, but it's pretty strategic.
Oh yeah, there's some strategy in
Mm-hmm.
this one. Absolutely. Which tiles are you turning? What are you doing first? Where are you going? Yeah, there's some strategy in this
Yeah,
one.
it'll be interesting to look at these other
Modules. Yeah.
modules though. But I think it's got an interesting twist on pickup and delivery.
Yes.
Because most pickup and delivery is like you're picking it up here and you have to go there.
Nope. This one.
But this one, it can move on you.
Well, and it's not just the delivery location that's moving. If somebody else beats you to a pickup location,
Yeah, now it's
they
gonna
now
move.
pick up that stack and move it someplace else.
Yeah,
The entire stack has gone.
yeah,
So you end up where you wanted to go, but now everybody's gone.
yeah. All the orders are gone. Yep.
So yeah,
That I
that's-
never had that happen to me. I was pretty
No.
much what's around me. I'm picking it up. Where's
Yeah.
it at on the board? Maybe I'll go over here
What
to get
can
to
I
this
get
one.
to easily?
That's
Let me
going to
grab
give me
it,
a lot of points.
and then yeah, exactly. So
That's the one thing in the point system, though, I think. And you mentioned this in the last game that I was able to get 2 orders delivered for 7 points.
Yes.
And that pretty much wrapped the game up
it
for
did
me.
because my first 2 orders totaled 7,
yeah.
and you had 2 at 7 each.
So it's one of those, there is no catch-up mechanism to it.
No, my
And
only
then it becomes
alternative.
a kind of a take that and just try and screw that guy that has the 2 7s out as best they can.
Yeah.
Move roads whether you need to or not to get them to delay them
I
from
did
being
not
able to
do
move.
that.
Oh, I know.
Now,
I know you didn't do that.
I
but-
did seek you out to try to get speech bubbles. Because
Yes,
if
yes,
you
you
get
did.
all 3 speech bubbles, that's 6 points.
Yes,
I got 1.
and I got 0.
Yeah. So had I been able to get the other 2, that would have at least made up a little bit of difference. But I wasn't able to make it line up with what I needed
And I
to
ended up
do.
with no energy,
Yeah.
and you had energy.
Yeah.
Because you get points for your energy at the end of the game, too.
Yes. I had 1 energy left. I got 1 point for
I
it.
had 0.
Yeah.
I ended up
So-
with 0 because the last one that I did it took my last energy.
Yeah.
And I knew it was my last one, so...
Yep. But energy's only worth a point each, so it's not worth. I mean, you could have prolonged it 1 turn and gone and filled up with energy first and gotten a couple extra points out of it, but
Yeah.
that's all you would have gotten.
Yeah, I did like playing this more at a 4-player
I
than at
did
a
too.
2-player.
I really enjoyed this at 4.
Because there's a lot more movement going on.
Yes.
The one big thing I want to see is what does the other modules do?
Yes.
Because,
Well-
like I said, we've only played 2, and those 2, it really didn't change the game
No,
much.
it didn't change the game much at all. I did like the one that gave us the extra delivery item because now
The
instead of
special
having
orders
yes,
or-
the special orders, because now instead of having just a stack of all one type of delivery item, all whatever people, whatever.
Yeah.
Now you literally took all of the delivery items, mixed them all up.
Yes, yes.
And then just
So
made
they
stacks.
were different all the way
So-
through. Yes.
Great. There's a special delivery item here. I go to get it. Underneath it is a person that has to be delivered.
Yes.
That's another thing. You can deliver 2 items.
But
you can
can't
only
have the
deliver one
same.
person. You can't
Yeah.
carry 2 other people on your moped.
Right.
You can carry 1 person and an item,
Yeah.
or 2 items.
But you can't carry 2
You cannot
different...
carry 2 people.
And they
that-
can't be the same person either.
And yeah,
whether-
you can't have 2 people
do
anyway.
Yeah.
So
Or
I
the
thought
orders.
that was pretty
the orders
interesting.
can't be the same either.
No, I don't think you can have 2 of the exact same order.
Right.
But I just thought that was interesting that the stacks varied with that one.
Yes,
and I
yeah,
liked
I did
that.
like that. That was
I really
a lot of fun.
liked that option.
I'd like to see that played at a 4-player
Yes.
count too.
Yeah, I think that would be a good one at 4-player. But yeah, we still have a few more we have to check out, so we'll
Yeah,
have to do that.
in that 4-player game, it was a little bit frustrating.
Oh, I didn't
But
think so.
I
just
was
had
having
fun.
a blast with it, though, because I had
Yeah.
the female passenger. They have names. And I can't remember what her name was.
Great.
But
Oh
every
my
time I would
gosh.
get to where, okay, I can get there this turn to where she wants to go, and you guys would deliver something, and it would move another place where now, oh, she wants to go here now.
She could not make up
And
her
it
mind.
did it like 4 times before I finally got her delivered. So everybody, the rest of the game, everybody was like staying away from her. It's like, she can't make up her mind. Don't go pick her up.
Oh, that was hysterical.
The only time they picked her up is when she was on the number. And I picked her up. When I picked her up, she was a 7-pointer because of where she was at to build.
Yeah. I did pick her up at one point. I think by the time I got her delivered, she was like a 4,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 5. But yeah, it took me a couple delivery choices to get her delivered because she kept changing her mind again.
Yep.
I found that happened a lot more at 4-player
Mm-hmm.
than 2-player. So yeah, I thought I had a blast with it.
Yep. So it'll be interesting to play these other mods.
Yeah.
Final thoughts?
I mean, I think it's a good pick up and deliver. I think it definitely gives some variety to that mechanism, especially with everything changing around on you constantly. Is it my favorite pick up and deliver? I'm trying to think of some other pick up and delivers I like more, though, honestly. I do really enjoy
Cabbie.
this one. London Cabbie only got a 3 because of its age.
Okay.
And again, had that not been something that I grew up with, we'd have never even found this game. We'd have never given it a second look. But
Right. Anyway.
regardless, Jakarta. We're not
This
in
is
London
Jakarta
anymore.
Traffic.
We're at Jakarta now. So I really enjoy this one a lot more than I expected to, actually. I think it is very thinky, trying to follow those roads and to get where you need to go, making sure you have the energy to do it, because you spend energy every time you pick something up, and you spend energy every time you drop something. To make sure that you have that energy, great, I've got what I need to do. There's where I need to go. I can get there. I'm out of energy. I have to go recharge before I can do anything, or at least find somebody, get a speech bubble, get an energy, then I can get to where I need to go. I like that. Is this going to be for everybody? No, of course not. No game is for everybody. But I would give this a 4. I think it's a great game.
My thoughts. Like I said, the game comes with 6 different modules. We've only played 2, so I'll be more interested in what these other ones do the deeper we dive into this game. But the game has a lot of potential, but I'm worried it's going to start being very samey. I mean, yes, going back to London Cabbie, it's very samey every time, but it's a blast to play. This one, I think, is the only way that's going to keep it going, is hopefully these other modules do something that changes a little bit. But it is, I agree, it is a lot of fun. But I'm worried that it'll get old very quickly.
Okay,
So
I
I'm
can see
giving
that.
it a 3. And one of the things I have listed on here as it suffers from an immense AP. There is so much AP in this. Didn't matter who it was. The AP was very strong in everybody. So yeah, so I'm giving it a 3. So
We flip-flopped.
yep. So that's Jakarta Traffic. Katy gave it a 4. I gave it a 3. Check it out. Let us know what you think about it.
All right. Oh, and before we move on, population of Indianapolis, 876,000. We are nowhere even close to 30 million people. We're not even at 1 million. 876,000 people, give or take a few hundred. Okay. Just, yeah.
And with that, this is going to do it for episode 82. If you like this episode or any of our content and haven't subscribed to the podcast, please do so by going to iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Give us a rating and comments. This is how others can find the show. But in the meantime, if you want to follow us on social media just to keep up with and see what we're doing, just follow the link in the show notes. There you'll find links to Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, Threads, Discord, Blue Sky, and our merch shop. Or you can contact us directly at meeplesociety@mail.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the next one.